Hello everyone, welcome to my little presentation! I'm Cat Lantern, but let's learn a little bit more about me. I'm a cat lantern. I'm both cat, lantern, and object. I think I'm an object, I at least look like one. We'll get into that later. I'm replacing wasted time in Tourist Trap, just for this round. They and every other contestant are locked in a padded cell. They wanted me to defend airplanes over boats, but I have a bit of a different idea in mind. You see, I'm arguing in favor of boats. Planes, get out of here. My first reason I hate you is that you're crying. Ugh, you've done worse I'm sorry. I let my emotions take control. I have a lot. Now though, let's get to our second reason. Boats just look better. And who's that? It's Bad Turn. They'll be a lot relevant at the end. You see, planes just look stupid. What is this? Mickey Mouse? What is this? Wood? What even is that? It's from like 2002 video game. Boats, on the other hand, pristine, luxurious, basically mobile homes on the ocean. Planes? That's a Pringles can in the sky. Why would you want to live in there? Look, you're more than likely going to die if you get in a plane. And you're gonna die in this? Worst comes to worst, I'd rather die in this. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. And they're stupid. I hate them. So that's my first reason why. My third reason is movies. Look, boats are just better in movies. Planes, what do you even have running from planes? Meh. Well, what do you have? Talking in the planes? Guns? Meh. Eh. Talking in planes? I don't... What? Stuff like this is why Total Drama World Tour is the worst season, by the way. Worse than All-Stars. But boats. Well, there's a lot of good in boats. You can do survival. You could have awesome action. Because look at these guys. Wowza. Wowza indeed. And there's pirates. Wowza. I love pirates. Some people may say piracy is bad, but those are just plain enjoyers. And we don't like those now, do we? My fourth reason is, do you trust anyone? When you get on a plane, do you trust anyone? Genuinely, do you, trust the people you're sitting next to? Look, in this camp, I've checked some of the entries, and you guys are psychopaths. Wasted time included. I don't want to talk about it, but do you trust Minotaur? Do you trust Devil? That's the devil. Look what these guys made. This is what a murderer would make. Do you trust Bindle? I don't know. Bindle probably did something bad. Look, and then there's these two. Silicone, the worst person ever according to some people. And let me get this right. Can't be insensitive. Okay, Kawaii Conpedo. Sorry if I messed that up. No offense intended. Anyways, she's a murderer! She did a whole star gang. She killed people. Murdered! She wants to kill everyone! Because she's a murderer who murders for fun. She snaps your fingers, you're gone. R.I.P. to dog statue, man. Didn't deserve to get shot up in Chinatown. And look, the pilots going like 1 billion feet in the sky? Mr. Peanut did a lot of atrocities. He let a plane crash and escaped. And worst of all, no, I can't talk about that. The censors would get me. But all of this combined, you never trust anyone on a plane. But Bo, I trust all those people. We got this guy, but remember he's one of the best people ever. Minesweeper supports whatever this is. And look, we have Gummy Worm, Globulb, Comet. The volleyball isn't even a contestant, but they're awesome. And Graffiti. Sorry if I missed her name. And they're so awesome. And if there's a bad evil person like Deviled Egg or Kawaii Conpedo, they just put them in the ocean and pump them with chemicals. Look at this. What a happy life. This is good. Yeah. And now the airplane food. Remember we talked about Mr. Peanut earlier? Yeah. So we kind of got into controversy after all of this got out. So they got rid of nuts. They don't actually care about allergies. They actually crushed people who had allergies into peanut powder. Fun fact. Instead, now they use slop, moldy McDonald's burgers. They don't even have to do that. That's just on purpose. That's just out of pure malice. And demons make the food. This guy's a demon. This guy's devious. Look at that. Look at that. This guy's devious. Now, I talked to a good person. Butler drink, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, no, I think that's right. Yeah, no, Butler juice. My apologies. My apologies. No offense. I respect all cultures. But now, on ships, the food is so much better. You got, like, delicious gourmet meals, a 5-star island with paradise and all that stuff. And there's a rat cooking your food, but he got tested, so, you know, you can trust him. And then there's leaves everywhere. They're not even for anything. They just look good. This guy wouldn't have leaves. There's no green in here. Yeah. I talked to some more people, though. I had to make sure my suspicions were all in check. I asked the love bomb about airplane food, and well, it's pretty bad, let me tell you that. We'll get into that in a moment, though. Cobalt Shield, they asked for a glass of water, and you know what they did? They got raw sewage. Not from the plane, they just have raw sewage, and they gave it to bro. It was acid. Actually, worse than acid. The last one. This one's actually really messed up, so, like, you can't laugh. If you smile and you smirk at this, you're like a bad person, but... Third-year party streamer... Sorry, I love all cultures. Named cultures, of course. They saw people making airplane food, and it turns out the people making it work at a bomb factory. This food was produced in a bomb factory, but that's not it. Because turns out that airplane food are bombs made in bomb factories. Made for airlines. So you're eating bombs made in a bomb factory, sold as bombs, and eating it. That can't be good for your digestive system. No way. All these people, we wish them best. Go in the description for the Kickstarter to help them. The 7th reason is the view. This is a pretty simple one. Look at this. It's a beautiful ocean. Won't you be part of my symphony? And then look at this, Kawaii Konpedo. There's demons everywhere. It's dark. It's gloomy. The airplane gets shocked with lightning right there and then. And then you're downhill. It's disgusting. This is cool. Look, it's Nemo. Everyone likes Nemo. This is a pretty simple answer. Now, though, I have to be honest. All this stuff has been pretty lighthearted, except for Kawaii Konpedo. That's pretty serious. All this stuff's actually kind of serious, but I've had a nice tone about it. But now, though, it's my backstory. It involves planes, and I'm only sharing this to spread awareness. Everyone's identities will be redacted, because I don't want them to be doxxed by Big Airport and Kawaii Konpedo. So, okay, I'm gonna relive it. So, I used to be a cat. I had a little lantern I used to drag everywhere, and I had a nice life with my owner. Well, let's just call her Amy. Life was going good. I had a nice life. One day we went to the airport. I was her support cat. So we were going up the steps, and then there was the airplane turbine. You see, for some reason, this was very strong. So it sucked me up with my lantern. No, I have to stay strong. Stay strong. So I got sucked up. And then I got killed, believe it or not, because I wasn't going to survive that. No one can survive that. Unless you're a demon. I got turned into a yokai. I was part cat, part lantern, and, I guess an object? I don't know. I watched BFTI that day, like BFTIA, because it was 2012. I don't really know that much about it, but I guess that was enough to also become part object. And then when I died, she said I was lame. A stupid lame cat. Years later, so about like I don't know, like a week or so, she won the flight. Don't worry. Yep, I met a new set of friends. Things were going good for a bit, but then one of them said, "Yep, I'm your owner." Now we've patched things up. We've gotten a better understanding of each other, but it was really messed up. And you know what? No, I said I didn't want to dox him, but screw Wisping Whisper. You suck. You didn't defend me. Screw you. I hope you get doxed. It's a false alarm. There's no one there. Anyways, now the last reason. Ha 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 ha! Planes just kind of mess up with flying objects, you know? Like, the love guy, the Mettaton guy, wires jumbled up by planes, Soul, it just kind of phases through since, like, it's not hot enough to burn the plane, but also, like, it's really messy, and the planes is just a jerk. Battle Bus, like, just so much fines with airports and that stuff. It's so messed up. Like, come on. Why is it like this? Planes just get superiority. Water objects, though. I'm not a water object, but I've heard from a lot of water objects that you can just go on boats. They love you. There's like a party and everything. But planes, just so much paperwork, and they're the assholes. They have a moral judgment. But now, let's get into the facts. Of all deaths, well, out of this data set, 99.4% of plane deaths just in 2026 from planes. That makes up every other death in 2026 and all boat deaths ever. It's wild. Yeah, only like 564 deaths happened with boat-related deaths. Almost 1 billion deaths happened in 2023 alone. I mean, dang. And you want to know the wildest part? Remember my whole story? My story. It turns out I wasn't the only one! So there's me, Cat Lantern. There's also Sick Cat Lantern. There's the bad one. We already went over him. There's Wisp Cat Lantern. There's Jet Cat Lantern, who has Stockholm Syndrome. There's Dracula Cat Lantern. There's Jelly Lantern. Now, I don't think all these other guys were cats with, like, their own respective objects, or, like, sick, or, like, evil. But, like, this guy was just kind of Jelly, who watched cat videos. Like, an object, Jelly. So we're not really sure if they count, but whatever. And then, somehow, a plane transported back in time to feudal Japan and killed a cat! A samurai's cat! Who turned into a samurai cat! Yokai! There's a Chocobo Cat Lantern? The Chocobo isn't even a yokai, that's just a Chocobo. And there's Jewel Cat Lanterns. Multiple! I only did one here to visualize the color. All of these, there's enough that they ranked us. Now, we all die from airplanes, and you wanna know how many more are in here? About 400! You might be asking yourself, do you only die from planes? Do cats just really suck with planes? Yeah. However, to give them a little credit, there was one death caused by boats, by a boat crashing into her. It was Sailor Cat Lantern. Now, here's the thing. She's also now like a sailor, so she loves boats. Even though she died by a boat, we all got killed by planes, so I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious. I think it's pretty obvious that the boats aren't as bad. That's the end. Yeah, that's the end.